When the universe began long ago, explosions turned stardust into everything you see before you. And from those explosions, people were born. And it changed the universe forever. For they could think, and think they did. Because to wonder is to live. And they lived in dreams. Dreams that became a reality. They went to the moon. They fought great wars. And they proved that love is the only real truth. People, they're beautiful.
That boy needs therapy.
I'm normally not a hat guy, but it's awful today. It just looks gross, and I'm gonna wear a hat. I've worn a hat before in videos, and you guys have made fun of me. I know what's coming, and I'm wearing a hat. Also, I just want to point out the background. Obviously, I destroyed all the chalk that was on it, and at first I was going to fill it up again, but seeing this on camera, the black in the background's kind of nice. I don't know anyone else that does this, so I might keep it black, like completely. Huh. So I'm doing a reading hate comments today. I got a bunch on this FoozieTube video I made a couple days ago. Surprisingly, not as many as I thought I was gonna get, but I'm gonna be reading off some of the better comments I got while wearing a dog collar. Okay, so we're gonna turn it down to the lowest possible setting just to... Oh God! Ah, what the... I'm not gonna do this, no. So anyway, I'm gonna be starting this video off with some less constructive comments that were left on the video, and then I'm gonna move on to discussion comments because it's important, I think, to do a follow-up video. If you're gonna make a video about a question and say, hey, I want comments, and instead of just using them for engagement, but rather for a discussion, it's important, I think, to revisit them. So that's what I'm going to be doing in this video. We're going to be talking about the points that were made in that video, and maybe I got some stuff wrong. Maybe I got some stuff right. We're going to find out. Or I'm going to get more stuff wrong in this video, or I'm going through childbirth. Okay, the very first comment comes from my friend Mika L. Meal, who says, "You're the worst on YouTube. You ugly piece of garbage. You disgrace the YouTube family. You are the 40% of dumb people who thinks talking on the other people gets you like. You're a disgraceful wannabe. I hope you and your subscribers have a good life because you're being a real douche. And to bring a herd to child into this is just bull. I'm only 14 and I have a mature mindset. Then you major come out as needed from maybe that's why you don't have enough subscribers now." I completely see where you're coming from. Your concern is that I'm ugly. Not true. Have you seen my jawline? And yeah, I may have a vein under my right nose. And that is not from cocaine, it's from a birth defect, or whatever it is, I don't know. And sure, I may have a really greasy face. And sure, I may have unkempt eyebrows, and disheveled hair, and a zit on my right shoulder. And sure, I may even get hemorrhoids from time to time. But I'm not that ugly. Mickey Rourke is ugly. Am I a piece of human garbage, though? Absolutely. So they mentioned also that I disgrace the YouTube family because I'm the 40% of dumb people who think talking on other people gets you like you're disgraceful. I'm gonna definitely go into more of this point later on in the video when I get a comment that describes it better. They're still rerouting all that positivity FoozieTube puts out into this comment by wishing me a good life, and to that I thank you. And sure, they're only 14, but they're mature. I think you're real cool, and I like you a lot. And I think you're right in a lot of ways. Muhammad Sese says, "Why do you guys hate on FoozTube? I don't hate him just because he's successful. For God's sake, leave him alone and stop hating on people's success." Now, Muhammad, I want to make it absolutely clear with you, people's success frightens me. Nobody should be more successful than me, and anyone that's experiencing more success than me, I do want them to die. So I guess just as a message to everyone out there who's doing, who's more financially stable than me and just all around living a better life, all I gotta say is, stop. Michael Heenan says, "You're a dick and you say you talk about bad YouTubers, but you don't really see how bad of a YouTuber you are. You say thing about others, but don't know but you need help and really need to stop doing YouTube. He is more caring than any other person, and he is better than you. That's why you hate on him." Dear Michael, I could go on about what you choose to show people on the internet, but it would be a lot easier if I corrected your grammar and the spelling of your name. Human from planet Earth says, "The only negative thing I saw in this video was you. You made a hate video, plain and simple. Hope it's worth your small buzz and attention." Well, I just wanted to bring up that videos that I've done on other YouTubers actually do, most of the time, a lot worse than most of my videos. For instance, if we check out the T. Martin parody, that was, I think, the only one that's done even remotely better than a lot of my other videos. You know, but in all honesty, I think it is worth mentioning that going into making those videos, I'm not expecting to get more views, as it turns out. In fact, I'm expecting to get less. Now I want to move on to a comment that kind of changed my life. I'm used to getting, like, this dude's got to be eating dicks for breakfast, dicks for lunch, dicks at supper time. Wow, this guy is just, there's no way he's not taking constant dicks. Looking at this guy, you can just tell there's constantly just a dick inside of him. Yeah, you know what? I get those comments all the time. They don't faze me. But this one did. And it's from Julio Ramirez, who says, I hate you. Don't ever die. Now, at first I thought about it and I was like, poorly worded comment made me laugh, and then I thought more about it, and I realized that it's truly the deepest and darkest comment I've ever received, because to follow suit, I'd have to live on this planet forever, because to live forever is to experience everyone you ever will love die. To never be able to end is horrifying. You got me fucked up, dude. You are dumb. Fucking meet him in person. He actually different, but no, you just open your dumb motherfucking mouth. I don't want to meet FouseyTube in person. Wow, I actually really liked your channel. Not no more. Buthana. That's not a real name. DStain808 says, do you even know who the real Yusuf is? No, you will never know him. Will the real Yusuf please stand up? Maybe I really will never know who the real Yusuf is. You know, maybe the real Yusuf wakes up and answers texts from the boy he visited in the hospital. Maybe they really have kept in contact for more than what was just released online for the sake of publicity. Maybe Yusuf really does try to live a noble life. Or maybe he pulls out his gold YouTube 1 million subscriber plaque from behind his desk and jerks off on it. Maybe he stares at his reflection in that gold YouTube plaque on the screen and just sees himself, and he just jacks that shit. He just jacks his dick onto his YouTube plaque, just comes on it, and maybe he holds the plaque up and makes his cum dribble down into his mouth from his 1 million subscriber YouTube plaque. He could be doing either. Sash K says, who actually cares? It's never gonna negatively affect your life, so why even bother? I feel like this is just a way for you to get millions of subs before your year ends, Teban. Well, Sash, I can see that you've followed my channel because you called me Teban. I hope I can win you back with this little statement. So, it's never going to negatively affect your life. The only reason I made that video is because it does in some way affect my life, actually. It affects the lives of everyone that's on YouTube. And to briefly dive back into that just for a quick too long didn't listen segment, it affects people because the people that watch those videos and develop similar habits can go on and be mini FouseyTubes and take the world over one by one. So if you don't remember why that's bad, that the little mini FouseyTubes are walking around, go back and watch it. It's at the very end. Site supervisor Innes says, you talk about how Fousey exploited that cancer patient for views, but the only reason you made this video was purely for views. Yeah, again, I don't know about that one, dude. You're jumping on the Bash Fousey bandwagon so your channel can grow. I don't know, I think that video was interesting, and I think it was something that isn't really talked about. I'm gonna be straight up with you. I'm pretty sure the Bash Fousey bandwagon has come and gone. I actually had a script written a while ago. It was very similar to any drama video you'd see, like any bashing video you'd see from any other YouTuber where it's just a constant slew of insults. That was right around when FouseyTube's like drama was reaching its peak. I could have made a video about that. I had the entire script written, but I didn't, and I waited like 3 months, and I made this on a topic that I legitimately care about. Now, John English brings up a good point. He says the domestic abuse analogy is really flawed. He goes on to say someone being an asshole versus someone committing a crime or hurting people is just not comparable. And that's totally fair. I see where you're coming from with that. The abuse analogy, I'm not so sure it's flawed. I don't think it's like comparing apples and oranges. I think one's bad and one is worse. In hindsight, I should have toned it down and not done the domestic abuse one because it created a different dialogue for a lot of people than I really wanted it to. They focused more on that than the idea behind the analogy itself. But no, I definitely see where you're coming from with that. So good point, John. AC1 Gingy says, Steve, are you a bad person? I don't think I'm a bad person. I think that I have flaws like anybody else, and they don't really affect anyone around me besides me. So I don't hurt anybody. I think the only thing I do wrong is I can be kind of flaky sometimes. But other than that, I think I'm good to go. Nick Asirvatham says, I listen to rappers. I don't like their morals, but I like their music. They can rap about saving people, but murder people after, and I'll still like it. So that leads back to one of the points I had in the previous video, which is that I don't think that's the position I would take. But it's totally a path people can take. I don't think either side is necessarily wrong, but I guess it all is up to the person individually. So if you can follow someone and enjoy their stuff without who they are behind the scenes affecting you and you still knowing who they are, then more power to you. For me, knowing the reality of a person and still liking their stuff still has an impact on me in some ways. I think that knowing who they are can subconsciously rub off on me. LawLaGeez1 says, I haven't watched his content, so don't hold me on this, but if people only watch the videos where he does positive things and don't see any of the drama, does that not send out a positive message still? I do agree with what you're saying. I'm just trying to think of it from a different perspective. Yeah, so once again, it's just like, if someone's only seeing the positive and they have no idea what the creators really like behind the scenes, I think that's totally agreeable. And once again, me personally, it just doesn't do it for me. My friend Lyle posted something that makes FouseyTube's situation a little bit clearer as opposed to other content creators who put out purely positive content but are shitbags behind the scenes. And Lyle said, if Eddie Van Halen was a dick, he'd still be a great guitarist. FouseyTube is his content. He goes on camera and goes, I'm a good person, I help people. Look at this real social experiment where I make a point about how I want a better society. All of the substance of what he does is gone if you don't think he's a good person and know his videos are fake. So that's, I think, an interesting point. It's that a lot of YouTubers want their audience to believe that they are the people they're portraying on camera. I think it is a little bit different than being a professional at whatever you're doing and having your personality separate from your work. Now, Red Panda Hobble says, the answer to your question is hard to understand because he isn't a bad person on the inside. We all make mistakes and sometimes bigger than others. Yusuf isn't a bad person, he just has made bad choices that have made him successful. I believe you're referring to fake pranks or something? And then they go on to say, but yes, the cancer thing was very bad. And then they go on to say, like, what is he going to do? Turn down the offer knowing he saw that email from the kid or the parents? He did a very good thing, but maybe it was wrong at a wrong time and place to do it. I don't think he was at a wrong time and place to do it, and I don't even think he was wrong for filming it. I think he was wrong for bringing up YouTube drama. And then they go on to say, who knows if the mom was the one that brought it up? You didn't see that part of the conversation. And then that sort of leads back to why film it at all? Or why not leave the part in where the mom would bring it up? So what it comes down to for me is that he's either not doing himself any favors with editing or he's a disgusting person. Now, TLM19670 leaves a big-ass comment that I'm gonna try to scrunch into one small idea, which is YouTubers that do good deeds on camera aren't really making a difference. Like, what are they actually doing? And he goes on to say, maybe a small pocket of Fousey's viewers find his videos inspiring enough to go out and make change on their own, but Fousey's content gives them no real meaningful impetus to do so. Virtually everyone feels they should be kind to people with serious illnesses, and they should care for the homeless, and so on and so forth. There are no actual moral breakthroughs in Fousey's videos, just vague reaffirmations of a bullshit notion of positivity and feel-good endings designed to make viewers react as if they somehow indirectly caused a positive change in the world. So that was pretty good, I think. And it sort of takes a shot at feel-good videos in general. Definitely a depressing and cynical point of view, but who knows, maybe it's not wrong. So that is the comment we're going to end on today, and it's the one I want to talk to you about the most. But hey, you guys all saw that trend where one YouTuber did a really nice thing for homeless people, and then a bunch of other YouTubers stacked on to those types of videos, and it really saturated the market on doing nice things for homeless people. Coincidence? No. And it's trends like that that really show you who the shitty YouTubers are. So this has been a reading hate comments, well, sort of, and I want to ask you guys the question, what do you guys think about do-gooder videos? Are they more than just a publicity stunt? Let me know in the comments. Do they do real good for the YouTube community and the world? Or do they have any effect at all? I'll see you guys tomorrow, and I'll be using some of your comments that you post down below for another sort of response video later in the week, because I think this is a conversation worth keeping up. Now I'm gonna fuck it.